after about, what, a month?
It's been about a month, yeah.
Well, there's no news, so.
Well, there wasn't a whole lot going on, but
Plus, work was very crazy.
yes, it has been a nutbag fucking summer. So, but as always, I am Ryan.
Yes, and I am Jason.
Jason,
Yes.
and this is our podcast, our show called Two Dudes and a Cup.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit we're going to go over today, but just before we get into it, we're going to have a little bit of a change in how we do things. We're going to try to broaden our focus a little bit more,
Right.
not just stick to gaming's entertainment. We want to dip ourselves into a little bit more just to make the show a little bit. It's easier for us to kind of do, because niching ourselves into one thing is kind of, especially with the season that we've had as far as...
I mean, there's not so much news going on in, like, what our main subject is about, and it'd be nice to talk about other things.
For sure. So, but I mean, as always, we want to know what you guys want to hear. So, if you guys have any suggestions on things you'd like to hear us talk about or discuss,
I'm going to cut them off. What we're probably going to talk about is paranormal stuff, maybe here and there, maybe some conspiracies, maybe what's going on in the world.
yeah, it just more general. We're going to be more generalized rather than focused.
Yeah, pretty much.
But obviously, our passion is gaming, entertainment, stuff like that. So, which will
But you don't want to talk about sports.
No, there's
I
way.
mean, honestly, nobody will want to hear about Kansas City Chief, anyways.
It's not that. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
God damn it.
That's
Anyway,
why he's sucking in your fantasy
what are you talking about? I'm 2-0. Fuck you.
for now.
I am the worst 2-0 team in our fantasy league. Moving on. But we will still be focusing a little bit this week on gaming and entertainment.
Just a little bit of news that came out.
So since the Microsoft Activision merger announcement and the last time we chatted, there was legitimately no news until yesterday. It looks like the deal is going to finally go through the CMA, which has been the only hiccup, which is the UK's commission something. I don't care. It's like their FTC from what I've been able to gather.
Basically, that's what it is.
It looks like they've pretty much given the green light as far as what Microsoft amended. What they did, the last thing that they did is that they actually sold their cloud gaming rights to Ubisoft. And Ubisoft will be in charge of providing the Activision Blizzard lineup of games to other devices that are not Microsoft related, PlayStation and stuff like that, which I thought was kind of funny, because while PlayStation and other companies are going to get these games, it sounds like it's only going to be cloud based. It's not going to be. They're not going to have any physical copies or anything like that.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Which is going away anyway.
That's where it's going.
But it's not. But from I'll be interested to see, because I don't know if they're going to get like digital, because obviously everything's going digital right now. We know that physical copies are less and less prevalent.
But you know what? I miss those old days.
Oh, yeah.
Going up to the GameStop,
At
or
midnight.
not even the GameStop, like going up to the mall, buying a CD or an album,
Right.
like stuff like that. So yeah,
But
I'm old,
you are.
but I don't look it.
But no, with everything moving to digital, I think Xbox is going to maintain like a digital lineup for their games.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's interesting, because it almost seems like if they provide it digitally, which is they don't have to, because it is their product, but it's going to be funny if the only way to play Activision games is through a cloud. But I think that one exclusion will be Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So the deadline is next month.
I'm actually kind of excited for the new Call of Duty.
Modern Warfare 3?
Yeah, well, just the zombie mode.
Well, I'm talking. Okay, let me rephrase.
I know,
you mean Modern Warfare 3 too?
Whatever. The new one that has the red on the cover.
Right.
But anyway, the zombies.
Interesting that you bring that up, though. So I remember when Modern Warfare 2 came out, and it's funny because the whole thing has gone off the rails. They said that with the new Modern Warfare franchise, they wanted to kind of bring it back to its roots, and for it to be a little bit more based in realism.
Right.
And then you got Homelander in Warzone from The Boys, which is a show you still haven't watched. But what I'm saying, my point is that they wanted it to be more kind of grounded, is what they made it sound like. Which is, remember, everybody was mad about the time to kill and all this, how you couldn't slide cancel.
Well, they were pretty much talking about gameplay and realism on that part,
right.
I guess.
But then they bring in like the compound. They Warzone went off the rails. But what's interesting is they want to make money, but they said that between Modern Warfare 2 and the next game, they were going to do what a Ubisoft was doing with the Assassin's Creed. Instead of a yearly release, they were just going to do like a major update or like essentially a DLC to continue the story, which they just completely looks like they abandoned that because they're just bringing out Modern Warfare 3 now.
Well, it's actually running on the. I mean, how can I say it? I mean, I'm trying to think of words how to say it. I mean, technically, it's still running on the same, but then again, it is a new game.
But like I said, what they said is that it wasn't going to be a new game. It was going to be an addition to Modern Warfare.
They did say that, but that is...
And they've obviously abandoned that. So, but game companies they rarely break their promises.
Well, I mean, Assassin's Creed never did that either.
Well,
continue the story.
Well, no.
They just kept the game and they add a couple of DLCs and that's about it.
Well, what I'm saying is they
do take it like 3 years to make them now, which I'm glad they're not doing it every year.
But that's what I'm saying is Ubisoft has taken that step back, mainly because of Mirage, yeah.
Yeah.
But the biggest issue they had was Unity, the one that took place during the French Revolution.
Oh yeah.
It was Bethesda, which we'll touch in a minute. Bethesda releases buggy games. That was the worst thing I've ever seen. Like half the time it didn't work. Like you have cutscenes where you just see eyeballs and teeth.
So you're talking about Fallout?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard Fallout was the worst.
I mean, Bethesda games just always release buggy.
But not this year.
No, and that's what we can discuss that. Starfield. It's good.
I love it.
I do. I've seen a lot of people saying in there how it feels empty and all this other stuff, which...
Those are people that's just not really used to open world games and you have to literally go...
Well, it's not even that. It's, for me anyway, first of all, it's a Bethesda game. 100%. Everything feels very Bethesda. Like it's very, very similar.
It's Skyrim in space.
It's exactly Skyrim in space, but it's got a lot of.
With Skyrim, I guess you heard the news too that more likely Skyrim is just going to be strictly Xbox.
Well, any Bethesda, all future. No, you're talking about. You mean 6? Elder Scrolls 6? Yes. Yeah, they've done that. Well, that
came out a couple days ago.
Yeah, but that's because Bethesda is owned by Xbox.
Did you hear that Microsoft they actually wanted to buy Nintendo?
Yes. And it's just funny to me, like, how much money do you have to go, can we buy a competitor?
I think they stay where it's at.
Yeah, no, I don't think I remember when
Microsoft needs to focus on their first parties.
Well,
instead of buying shit like that.
Well, Starfield is now a first party.
They're acting like a company I know that likes to go buy things and not focus on what's good, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
Okay.
But no, it's very much. It feels very Bethesda. The one thing I've noticed, and just to combat everybody that's out there saying, "Oh, well, it feels empty," and there's like everything's a fetch quest. You've never played a Bethesda game. If your complaint is about the quest system, that's exactly how all quests
right. Like my buddy, he streams and he Twitch, but he's the type, he'll pick up everything, and when I watch him, when he picks it up, boom, there's a quest within that pickup. I mean, if people just actually like go around picking up things, talk to people, you're gonna get tons of quests. The one thing I've noticed is it feels like they've leaned very heavily into the role playing aspect of it, to where it may feel empty to you, but maybe use your imagination. Like that's kind of what I gathered for it. Because some people just mainly play just to build ships.
Right.
Like one of my buddies, he built a huge Millennium Falcon, man. It's pretty sick.
The one thing, when people are saying like landing on planets and it feels very empty, I sort of understand that.
I get what they're saying.
Yeah. But there's the whole purpose of the game, at least in my opinion, is not for you to just go on a planet and find, like, a lot of people are complaining that it's doing something that it never promised to do.
Well, people need to realize too, like with the planet aspect of them landing, like usually there's an icon when they complain, but you literally can spin it around. You can ping wherever you want to go, and you can spawn right there. Some people found a lot of crazy things there.
And I think one thing that's stirring a lot of the argument for people of it being empty and them not like knowing what to do, the game really doesn't tell you what to do.
No, it doesn't.
And I think while that's a good thing, I think it does hurt the if this is your first ever role playing game, it's gonna bother you because you and I we've played Skyrim, we've played Oblivion, we played the Fallout game, Fallout 3 and 4, New Vegas. Yeah. That is very you somebody runs up to you and be like, hey, I've got something for you, or you get jumped by bandits or whatever the case is. You don't really have a lot of that here where some kind of random encounter is going to trigger a quest.
Yeah.
So if you are not familiar with Bethesda games or generally, I would say role-playing games in general, and you land on a planet and you just walk around, I can understand why people are not knowing what to do. Like I can understand.
I get that, but at the same time, do your research.
Well, and again, going into that, it's the internet's available. If you're really stuck, just
look it up. Somebody has something about it. There was one part I was stuck, and just get on the internet. Boom. Okay. Cool.
But another thing too I've noticed is as far as I think the skill tree for this game has been, I don't want to use the word dumbed down, but I don't know how
it's dumbed down.
I don't know a different way. When you compare it to things
but it's nice though,
right? But when you compare it to things like Skyrim, where you could literally max out every single aspect of because there was lock picking, there's stealth, there's heavy armor, there's heavy weapons, there's there's a lot of archery. There's skills
but
for everything.
You unlock all of those and master every single one.
Yes, but
you just don't have a life.
But when you go to Starfield, it doesn't feel like you have if you do a specific build in Skyrim or Oblivion or those games, you kind of get tied down with specific what you're capable of doing in the quest. Yeah, I feel like Starfield has opened that up, so you can build a build that you want to do, and I feel like you're not going to it makes quests different. Mm-hmm. If you want to, if you're more of a run and gun person, you can make a build for that.
Yeah. Or a stealth build.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that the way that the skill tree is set and how sort of vague it is, you're not going to be penalized one way or the other for it. So
yeah.
But I mean, as far as it's come out, I will say
it's doing well.
Yeah, and this is the least buggy I've ever seen a Bethesda game release.
I haven't had one. I had one bug, and it happened a couple of days ago. I was on the mission, and I was shooting at enemies, and then it just kept on shooting, and that's it. Mm-hmm. The screen froze, and all you hear is just the continuous, and that's it. I just had to reset it. But that's the first bug I ever encountered.
I've had a few crashes. I think part of the crashes I've experienced is that quick resume feature on the Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was one day where I didn't play it for 2 days, and I came back in it put me right back where which is a feature I like. But about 20 minutes into it, it crashed.
Yeah.
And
that's kind of understandable.
Yeah, I've seen crashes between loads.
Yeah, those are just for lazy people who don't know how to close their programs when they should.
Yeah,
but anyways,
you don't.
It's a great feature, but who gives a shit?
But one of the other ones I've had is
that's not really an argument right there.
One of the ones I've had is really was very much a Bethesda glitch. It was Barrett, one of the first characters you meet. We were back at the lodge.
Doesn't he annoy you? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but doesn't he annoy you?
Yeah, he's not.
No, when he calls you Dusty. Hey, Dusty.
Is that what? Okay, I know he gave me a nickname, but
it's your nickname at the very beginning. It's just so annoying.
Yeah, he's not active.
That's why my first playthrough.
Yeah, he's not an active follower of mine.
Oh, okay. Have you beat the game yet?
Not yet.
I've beat the game. I'm on New Game Plus 3.
Jesus. Well, I have children.
Huh?
I have children.
I mean, not my problem.
But so anyway, what happened is we were at the lodge, and I had just it was the first mission I took him with me, and then I dismissed him, and I think I started having Andreja follow me, and what happened is I went to talk to him or say something, and the camera panned over to a wall.
Really?
I was like, that's weird. So anyway, I backed, or he talked to me, so the camera so when I backed out, he was up in the, like, he was stuck to a wall and doing the falling animation.
I've seen that happen. I lied.
Well, he fell down.
Yeah.
He fell down, and he was level with me, and then he did the animation all the way across the room until he started talking to somebody, and then he went back to his normal pose.
I had that happen to me, but I gotta say that kind of bug is not really bad. It's not affecting the game.
No.
And like a lot of people are saying what bugs they are having, it's actually hilarious.
Yeah. No, and I think people sometimes, and sure, I'm sure that it's one of the, it's maybe it's interchangeable word or not, but there's glitches and there's bugs. Glitches, there's nothing like anything that I've seen so far has just kind of taken me out of the game a little bit as far as like the immersion factor, like Barrett floating across the room, but like
it's entertaining.
Yeah, it's just
but it hasn't like made you to where you know what, I don't feel like playing this game.
Right. It's not as bad as like Cyberpunk was when it launched, where it takes you out of the game so badly. Like if
Speaking of Cyberpunk, the new 2.0 update's out, and I started playing it this morning. It runs really good, but they said they recommend for you to start a new character, which it sucks. Yeah,
and again, like we've touched on that. I just it's hard. Like Bethesda, obviously, the delay I think was a good thing, which a lot of people obviously get upset about delays. But you fix your games. This is a good one for Microsoft, because there wasn't a whole lot of, like I said, there wasn't anything game breaking. Not every single character was T-posed or assets not loaded. This is for the most part very, very well done.
This was a home run.
Yes,
it really was. Microsoft needed this in a big way. Mm-hmm. So now they have another one that's coming out in 2 weeks. Another exclusive, Forza Motorsports. I mean, I'm just saying.
You're talking about, this is the simulator one, not like Horizon.
Simulator.
Okay.
Yes, okay. That's the best one. That's the one I prefer. I'm tired of these Horizon shit.
Why?
But then again, I go and bought Crew like when it came out.
Well, and
Crew, ooh, it's fun.
Yeah.
You probably don't like racing games.
It's hard for me to stay into them. Right. I mean, I played a lot of them as a kid, but I'm just.
Rudy bought Mortal Kombat 1, and I'm enjoying the hell out of that. The story is so good. I don't know if you like Mortal Kombat.
Oh no, I actually like the Injustice games. I do like. I mean, it's the same maker. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yes.
Nether Studio.
Netherlands Studio, whatever.
But no, I do like those. I did play. I think I played Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah.
I mean, the story is amazing. It
got better with the Mortal Kombat 11 story, and then this story is really good.
I'm not great at fighting games, so when I play them, I turn the difficulty down. I remember when Injustice came out, I actually had a group of guys I used to go Overwatch Game of Thrones with, but before it came on, we would go to what?
No.
No, before it came on, we would play Injustice, and I was not very good.
That's nice. Y'all watch Game of Thrones together?
Yeah. Oh. It was a cultural phenomenon at the time. This was like when it first came out.
You and a bunch of guys?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, go ahead.
Interesting. And I came over to your house.
Yeah, because it's quiet here.
Oh, you're not wrong.
But I get it. You're a family man.
Yeah, so
I respect that.
But I mean, as the cup has indicated, that's from Star Wars, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Only a master of evil, Darth. That's what it says over here. Yeah.
You guys can't see it, but Obi-Wan's on the other side.
Yeah.
Old Obi-Wan.
Well, the old one.
But why did we put a Star Wars cup out?
Probably because we do talk about shows which we haven't. But, Ahsoka. I mean, I have to say, I'm enjoying it a whole lot more. I was enjoying Mandalorian.
Absolutely. 100%, 1,000%.
Mandalorian is, don't get me wrong, I mean, to me it's Ahsoka, Mandalorian, Obi-Wan.
Well, you've also never watched Clone Wars or Rebels.
I know, I need to watch it. I know. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to dedicate time to watch it because I have to now. I'm invested in this Ahsoka. I need to know, which I kind of know, but I want to see it for myself.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say is having watched Clone Wars, I mean, mostly Rebels is a lot more close to this, but in my opinion, watching Rebels means a lot more once you've seen Clone Wars because there's a lot of people that return,
Right. That's
Ahsoka included.
I'm gonna watch it all, but I'm going to start with Clone Wars first.
The one thing because it's 6 episodes in. This was this episode that came out was far away. Yeah,
we got 2 more. We got one next week, and then October is the last one.
So one thing I want to say is Rosario Dawson, the actress who is playing Ahsoka, nails the character.
Oh, she's amazing.
Oh, and I think really, I don't want to say it's fixing Star Wars, but I've heard a lot of people say that Filoni and Favreau are trying to tie this as satisfactorily as possible to the sequels.
Well, what they need to do, Disney, they need to give them to just
they need to give them a blank check.
Just give them blank check, yes, but give them the key to Star Wars. You do everything with Star Wars.
They haven't done anything that's upset me or irritated me.
Everything's just spot on. I mean, it's great.
And here's the thing. I know all of Hollywood's on strike, but I want to make sure. I don't give a shit. Although we can talk about that after this. I will say, if anybody in Hollywood is listening, because you're all on your couches, you're not doing anything anyway.
Oh, they're spending their millions.
Well, not all of them make millions. Anyway, real quick.
They want us
to
Maui when...
This is the correct way to do a female character.
A
strong female lead. She is not invincible. She got her ass kicked by another former Jedi. She then had to go... This was very... If you compare it to Luke's story of the hero's journey, which is somebody comes from nothing, they have to learn the way, and they move on. Ahsoka is a veteran, is so much more experienced in the Force, and it's got to be Star Wars, so I've got to compare it. She is such a better character than Rey, because she has to earn everything she does.
Well, Rey, they just need to wipe that out. I heard this is the whole.
They're not rebooting anything. No, they're not rebooting.
I heard the reason why not the reason but it's going to happen to where with this new galaxy, it's pretty much. They have an opportunity to wipe away what happened in 7, 8, 9. I don't know. I heard something about that.
I've heard the opposite, but my point is that she is a strong female character, and the reason people, in my opinion, people like her more than they liked Rey is because Ahsoka doesn't just nothing's given to her. Rey was just powerful because she was a woman. Yeah. And I remember the first episode. Episode 7, Force Awakens. I very kind of like Halo. Was a Halo? Guardians. Yeah. It was mismarketed because it started with Finn waking up, a stormtrooper, and I've discussed with other people. How would that not have been an amazing story to have somebody come from the Empire who is Force sensitive, and then trying to become a Jedi? Yeah. And then I remember in the theaters at the beginning when he's fighting Kylo Ren and he's reaching, and then Rey pulls the lightsaber. It was kind of a cool scene because it really subverted your expectations. Yeah. And I mean they obviously had director issues between the other ones because J.J. Abrams didn't want to do it, but there were so many things wrong with it, and it was so focused on Rey, and she just it was hot garbage. Nothing against the actress. I mean, that's the one thing that I think people get wrong is that the actors and the actresses are just doing what they do. Because I mean, if you look at Hayden Christensen, the guy who played the older Anakin, he got so much hate, but he was just doing what he was told.
But now he's loved.
Or he's loved because those movies, the critics were older people. The movie was not made for older audiences. Right. It was made for kids and people who love Star Wars.
Well, even I'm old school Star Wars, and with Hayden, I enjoyed it. Yeah. Like the first 3 episodes, it's not
an Oscar-winning movie. Like the acting is not like
I consider it part of the story. Right. Now the other 3 that came out later on, I don't.
But I think the biggest thing with Rey is that she doesn't have to earn anything. She's just oh, all of a sudden she's powerful in the Force, and all of a sudden she can do this. When she reached out to grab the ship that Chewbacca was on, and then ended up using Force lightning, it just didn't make it like she.
It's like she unlocked all the powers
right
automatically.
Yes.
Yeah.
But see, like Ahsoka, she's fighting a very, very experienced, like Balin. And you hear Thrawn call, he's like, you must be General Balin Skull. He knows who he is. He's very experienced. And Ahsoka never got to finish her training, but she didn't beat him. Right. Because she didn't deserve to beat him.
Exactly.
She's not this immediate badass. She's a badass character.
She needed to complete her training.
Right. But what I'm saying is she's not an instant badass. Yeah. Like Rey was.
She didn't put the cheat codes and have all that stuff. I mean, really, honestly.
And you see her struggle with trying to train Sabine and how much she's getting frustrated. But I think if they had put Rey in that, she'd be like, oh well, my Padawan does whatever I want. Like I don't want that story to continue. I think and I know it's going to. But again, no hate on Daisy Ridley. I think she did the best with what she could.
Yeah, she did.
The character was just awful.
Well, the whole story was awful.
Yes, and I much rather would have had Finn. And it's not a misogynistic thing about me wanting a female. I love Ahsoka. This is my favorite, probably one of my favorite Star Wars characters of all time.
Yes, she's right up there with, I mean, no matter what, Darth Vader's mine and Darth Maul.
Yeah. Now, one thing I have absolutely, like I said, she's nailed the character. You'll probably laugh at me, but the previous episode where she had to go back through her memories of the Clone Wars and everything,
I enjoy that.
I teared up a bunch of times because
I ain't gonna lie,
that was. And it was almost it was almost like a closure moment for Anakin's story, because I mean we obviously know what happens, his story is over, but just to see Ahsoka get that closure, and I don't think it was just like that. And that's one thing I love about Dave Filoni. I don't think it was just for Ahsoka's character. I think it was for us, us to see their relationship close.
Well, in one of his interviews, he did mention that he wanted, everybody to see them.
Yeah, and it was just such a cool way to like. I think, like I said, for her and maybe for fans, just to get the closure that it's over. Like she's now come to terms with it, and it's almost like we need to come to terms with it. And one of the things it's I think it's from Interstellar where the guy's like pounding on the wall. He's like, no. It shows. It was like every time I watch episode 3. I'm wanting a different outcome.
Oh yeah.
But it's true, because you see like everything that obviously Anakin was manipulated.
Oh yeah.
By the Emperor, and you just see him going down this path, and you're like, stop! Just like if anything had changed, and that was one thing that they kind of pointed out, that if Ahsoka had never left the Order, which you'll learn about in Clone Wars.
Yeah. Well, I know that was a downfall to him leading to the dark side.
That was part of it. Yeah, because it was a failure.
And next to that, and of course, Padme.
Yeah, but it was one of those where if she had stayed. And this was her closure, as far as like if she had stayed, she could have stopped him.
So really, was it all Ahsoka's fault?
I guess maybe
if you think about it, I mean kind of it is.
Vader was no, the Emperor would have figured out a way. Palpatine was too smart. He would have figured out a way. I don't know how much you've dived. I don't know how much you've researched. I'll just ban the word completely.
I usually do that. If I can't think of it, I'll just find something else.
Just like when you're trying to spell something. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'll move on. Let's just do. So I don't know how much you've researched it or dug. There's a better word. Dug into the lore. I don't think people understand how powerful Anakin was.
I know. Yes. I
know. And I mean, obviously, he became even more because of the dark side of how much of his rage and everything could feel it, and that's what Palpatine preyed upon, is his. The only thing is,
like during the duels, though, the only thing that set him back was the suit.
Yes, and on purpose, because again, Palpatine was smart, and he didn't want him.
Yes, I know, he didn't want him to kill him.
but yeah, no, it was.
But he did.
But anyway, so like again, Hollywood, if you're listening, look at how Dave Filoni is doing this. I know, I don't care. They don't listen to us anyway.
Daisy, she did good. I know it's not her fault.
Yeah,
I get it, but like I said, 7, 8, 9, just trash.
Yeah.
I mean, do you really think it's a good story?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Would you watch it again?
Not on purpose.
Okay.
You're talking about the sequels, right? 7, 8, 9. No, I would not watch them again on purpose.
I would, even if they're on TV now. I would rather watch, I don't know, midgets wrestling. I don't know. To be honest with you, I wouldn't watch that shit. It's just straight hot garbage. I mean, but anyways, but yeah, Ahsoka was great. She did amazing. I'm so excited what's going to happen next week.
And going on, so to bring it forward to more current episode where they're out there, I love the actor. I'm blanking on his name. The Thrawn actor. It's Mikkelsen. I know he's one of the Mikkelsens.
He's
not Mads Mikkelsen.
He's been
Lars Mikkelsen.
Yes.
So he voiced him in Rebels.
Yes.
And Thrawn, and Lars Mikkelsen's interpretation of him, he's a terrifying character. He is so calculated. He's so precise in everything he does. And one thing, and this is a difference I saw in him from Rebels. He's very so. You're obviously this far. Ezra Bridger, who they found, he is the reason that Thrawn and his army are now in this galaxy. So at the end of it, so spoilers for Rebels, if you haven't watched it.
Spoiler for Ahsoka too.
Well, no, not spoiler first. I mean, if you're coming to our podcast after not catching up, that's on them. Sorry. Guys.
I agree.
But
if you're a Star Wars fan, yeah.
So Ezra, he gets onto the bridge of his.
Is that Ezra?
Yes, it is.
Is it 100% him?
Yes.
Because I heard rumors that it might not be. I was like going through the TikTok thing. You know how they have conspiracies. Yeah. They're thinking that's the evil one that Thrawn made for her. Yeah,
but the clone he wouldn't have the means to make a clone or do anything like that. Anyway,
that's why he has the Night Sisters. They can do whatever.
So Ezra basically tricked Thrawn in. Ezra also, one of his Jedi abilities, because Jedis can have like niche abilities, like specific things that they can do. His was like animals.
Supers,
yeah, he was able to like communicate with animals. So he communicated with the Purrgil, the space whales. Yes. They took Thrawn's ship and they hyperspaced out. So that's why. Part. Yeah. So the thing is that Thrawn, I think he's a Chiss. He's like a very lesser known alien in there. Part of his, at least in the non-canonical stories now, he got into the Empire that obviously earned the respect of because the Empire didn't hire aliens. That was like a thing. Again, it was vaguely referencing like the Nazis, which I got really upset about last time. But anyway, they didn't hire aliens. It was mainly human. But he was such a great tactician that the Emperor brought him in and made him a Grand Admiral. One of the rumors is that he was doing that to create an alliance to protect his people from something. But one thing that's interesting about it is you can obviously see how worn down all the troopers are. Their armor is patched together.
Well, speaking on that, you know why it's like that? I heard conspiracy again that if you notice the stormtroopers, they have like the red stuff, and it kind of matches what the Night Sisters have. Well, they're saying that's a zombie.
I heard that. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think, and Screen Crush talked about this. I think that because they've been so separated from what they've known, and the only interactions they've had are probably with the Night Sisters, and I mean obviously the locals they probably don't like. They are. Their culture has just been influenced, but they can't go get new. They're not getting new armor. Anything they have to patch together or remake. So that makes sense. So I think they're just tied together because I think that but
obviously Thrawn is trying to leave for a reason.
But
what's there?
So, but my thing real quick just to finish up with Thrawn. What's so really really interesting about this character is in Rebels he was like so cool, so calculated. He always had a pinpoint mission, and he always figured out that's one reason he was so good is he would learn the culture and art and the history of the people he was trying to destroy.
Right. And
he had a respect for them. Here he has no respect for Ezra, and you can see he just wants him dead. And what's really scary, and I think it's kind of like a cornered animal. As smart and as powerful as Thrawn is, he's cornered and he's angry. And I think you really see that because if you compare him to Rebels, he doesn't have this Empire backup. It's now or never. Like this is his last ditch effort to get home, and it's such a cool thing. And you can start to see because if you look at his suit, you can see it starting to fray in parts and tear apart, and that's not how Thrawn is. And I think that he doesn't have the control over anything anymore, and it's just interesting to see how dangerous he can be now that he's on his last legs.
Do you think there's something there that he's trying to get away from? Because Balin's, he was saying that something was calling to him at that planet.
I think so.
Or universe, should I say?
No, the universe.
No, the universe. The galaxy. Sorry.
I think there might. I don't know if he's trying to get away. Maybe. I don't know if he's trying to get away from anything.
I mean, he's probably not. But I don't know.
There might be. There could
saying
be.
that there's something there that's calling him. Like what?
Yeah. That's the one thing too, and they have not really given a lot of details about what his plan is. He's obviously he's made this alliance obviously to get something in return.
Well, obviously, I mean, Thrawn doesn't care about killing him either.
Oh yeah, he doesn't. He's not. Yeah. Well,
it's like he's not a fan of Jedi or Sith.
He's in it for himself.
Of course,
he likes. I think he likes power, but yeah, he only sees. I don't think he sees them as potential allies because they're not a way for him to get where he wants to go.
Well, yeah, and he knows that how Sith are. They'll.
I don't think Balin and Shin are Sith.
I don't think so either.
Because their lightsabers are not red.
Well, Balin's is red.
It's orange.
Are you sure? I could have swore it was red.
I mean, I'm partially colorblind, but
Balin, he was part of the Jedi Order.
Yes,
and I'm sure he still has pissed off at
Yeah, his. Yeah.
At now Vader.
Yeah. So real quick,
was
Sith
it orange?
Yeah. While Sith usually carry red lightsabers, Balin isn't entirely red, but has hints of orange. Filoni later confirmed this decision was intentional, seeming to reflect his complexity.
There's a okay.
Balin used to be a Jedi, but turned to the. So Balin did turn to the dark side. Now,
see, that's what I thought.
But again, the Sith is a very specific thing too.
Well, and like Ahsoka, she's not a Jedi. She's
right.
like a gray.
Right. Don't. No. There's no such thing as a gray Jedi.
I mean, there are video games that proves that.
Which are non-canonical. They are not canon.
Okay. All right, don't get mad.
Oh.
Well, she's mixed with, she's more of the good.
No, she's a light side user. She is on the light.
I know, but
there's no such thing as a gray Jedi, Jason. Don't start. Don't. I'm not going down that rabbit hole with you right now. There's balance. The Force has to have balance. There has to be a light side and a dark side. You cannot go down the middle. That's not how the Force works.
You can wield them both, though.
No, you can't. You cannot wield both the light and the dark. Oh, God. I've got to learn better because I know you're just baiting me. You're doing a very good job. There's no such thing as a gray Jedi.
Okay.
I will fucking kill you.
Obviously, you haven't played some video games.
I have played. Are you referring to The Force Unleashed?
And what else?
You're talking about Jedi Fallen Order?
What else?
Survivor, which I haven't played yet.
All right, let's talk about something else. I can tell you're getting kind of antsy over there.
Oh,
I'm messing with you.
I know you are, but like I said, you do such a good job of baiting me into these things. But no, I mean, so the other thing, I can't talk today.
Yeah, did I?
Sabine, the actress who's playing her, very very close to the source from Rebels, and I think
she's great too.
She is. My wife is infuriated with Sabine.
Why? Because she gave she gave in so she can see Ezra.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you knew it was going to happen.
I knew it was going to happen, but it has to progress the story. But the thing is that I don't think, and I think that's one
Even
reason.
Ahsoka knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, and I think that's why people need to watch like Rebels to get into this, especially because I don't think you understand how much of a family that was. If I'm not mistaken, it's been a minute since I've seen Rebels. I'm pretty sure Sabine's family was all killed.
I mean, yeah, you can clearly see that.
And that was
family from
yes.
When episode 2, when she was looking at that mule thing on the wall or whatever.
Yeah,
yeah,
and that was her family. It was when they started the rebellion when at the start of the rebellion, that was that's who she had to kill.
I think all they just needed to hire a couple of gray Jedis. Things would have been better. All right, go ahead.
But no, she does really. That's why she's so tied closely to Ahsoka.
Yeah.
But I think the whole fact that she knows Ahsoka's alive, and I think she made this agreement and whatever to get to this other galaxy because she needs the closure about the closure for Ezra.
Right.
And the fact that she doesn't have it, and
which the Jedi Council wouldn't agree with that.
No, and
showing love, that's a no.
It's not. So again, I don't think she doesn't fall in love with Ezra.
I'm not saying she love him, but any kind of love. You know that in Jedi Council,
Jedi are not forbidden from love; they're forbidden from having attachments.
That's attachment.
Yeah, but she's also not a Jedi.
No, she's a great Jedi.
She's a Mandalorian. She's a Mandalorian. She's not a great Jedi.
I know she's a Mandalorian.
She's not even Force sensitive, which is one thing.
She's trying though.
Yeah, but again, you have to be Force sensitive.
Yeah. What do you think about the Ahsoka's? I forgot his name, but the droid. I really enjoy him.
Who's voiced by David Tennant. Yeah, so he was. That is the robot that was in the Jedi Order that helped younglings build their first lightsabers. I think it was KT.
I forgot his name, but yeah, I really enjoy. I'm enjoying him.
You know who he's voiced by, right?
No, I do not.
David Tennant.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Famous for Doctor Who.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he also played the Purple Man in Jessica Jones. David Tennant's a great actor.
So I bet you that droid would know where the Grey Jedis are at.
Hu Yang, not KT.
Yeah, Hu Yang.
Yeah. So
sounds like part of the Wu-Tang Clan or something.
Yeah, no. He's Hu Yang is he was a droid. He appeared in.
Did he appear in the Rebel cartoons?
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars cartoons.
Yes.
Did he?
Yes, because there was a couple episodes where. So
Man, now I'm really gonna have to watch
he
it
helped.
To see that.
There was an episode where he helped younglings find their kyber crystal.
The Clone Wars, they show what happened? Order 66?
Mm-hmm. Very
all
into
that?
Yeah. So Clone Wars takes place immediately following Episode 2, the Attack of the Clones.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a movie, and then they had the animated series. The Clone Wars series. There's also it's Star Wars is complicated. There's also another Clone Wars series that isn't important anymore.
That's a old one, wasn't it?
The one on Cartoon Network. Yeah, it was. Anyway, yeah. So
yeah, we don't consider that one.
So Clone Wars picks up right after that, and then at the very end of it, they created 4 episodes that are taking place in the middle of the movie. So like the first episode takes place right before Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
And then
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Dude, those last 4 episodes are so good.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna binge it like I did with Suits, which that's a good show.
I'll probably watch it. The one thing that again they're doing what they're doing with Ahsoka is again they're tying up a lot of storylines.
Plus, they're opening the story up.
Yes,
they can bring whatever in.
And I think there's going to be a movie that is going to include, I think, at least Ezra and Thrawn, which Thrawn absolutely deserves. Like I would love to watch a live action, or I don't even care if it's live action at this point. Just something to see Thrawn's rise.
I would prefer live action.
But
live action just so much better. I mean, look what happened to Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Oh, when it went all animated?
That one that Seth Rogen just did, it's garbage.
I didn't see it.
I haven't seen it either, but I hear it's garbage.
Well, that's fair. It's garbage without even seeing it.
Yes, because people that I know that I trust that
That's-
watch that.
That's not fair. That's not fair for me to say because I think the new Snow White coming out is going to be garbage.
Exactly. You know, I mean, I'm a woman.
Yeah. So, but when I remember when the sequels came out, and everybody was like, "Oh, everybody hates Rey because she's a woman." No, everybody hates Rey because she's an awful character.
Yeah, it's an awful character. Everything was awful. There's nothing against her. I thought she, as an acting wise, she did great. But the story and everything about her, about what Finn. No,
Yeah,
it just
the
only guy I like. What's his name? The pilot.
Poe.
Yeah, I like Poe.
Yeah, no, Poe. Like I said, the characters,
and of course, Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, there was just so much about that wasn't done well.
Well, it's kind of, I hate to say this, but like maybe they kind of made it to where like the woman powerful.
Oh no, the movie.
And the man, like what's his name?
Finn.
No, not Finn. Han's son.
Kylo.
Yeah, Kylo. So made Rey. Oh, she's tough, badass, strong. Yeah. But Rey. I mean, not Rey, but Kylo Ren. He was just a pussy, throwing tantrums.
Right. And
it's just
no. You're not wrong. The problem.
It's not like back in the '80s. Like you got a tough masculine man just kicking ass.
Yeah. Well, the problem
they
with
it.
Like because everybody goes in like, oh, it's toxic masculinity.
It's not toxic masculinity.
I hate the term in and of itself, but I get where people were understanding. But again, the '80s, people who's like, oh, well, like all these toxic masculine. That's what was in at the time. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Wesley Snipes, Jean-Claude Van Damme, like
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, all of them. Like that was what sold. And the problem with the sequels is they had an agenda very, very clearly. But my biggest gripe isn't even about the agenda, isn't even about Rey, about that story. The problem I have with the sequels is it completely 100% destroys Anakin's journey and Luke's journey.
Yeah.
What they didn't mean anything.
Not a damn thing. That's what irks me too.
Yeah.
And what's his name was upset about it? Luke. I forgot his real name.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah, but he was upset about it.
I just thought, like, again, and obviously the actors are just gonna do what they're told to do.
To do the money that they're getting.
Yeah, I mean, none of them are getting any money right now. But
not right now.
But no, it's just they completely destroyed the meaning. Basically, with the sequels, we grew up
watching it destroy that story.
Well, it's not only that, but it's just it's how they ended it with Palpatine returning, with Rey having to destroy Palpatine. It means that there were 6 movies that meant absolutely nothing.
And that Palpatine, him coming back, I did not like that. The only thing kind of cool at the end is just the space battle. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it.
Like when
the space battle, not like them on a fucking ship.
Yeah.
Riding these fucking imaginary horses and Finn leading the way when he's a fucking pussy. No.
My favorite thing.
No, it's when Poe's up there kicking ass.
One of my favorite videos is when they land the ship on the destroyer, on the Star Destroyer, and he's like disable the speeders. He's like, we can't. They're not using speeders. And he's like, what? And they turn around and they're all running horses on a fucking Star Destroyer. One of my favorite the videos it was the guy's like, he's like, tilt the ship.
Yeah.
Tilt the ship. And it's over. Yeah. Like they're not magnetic horses. Just tilt the ship and they fall off. Like, what are you doing?
Exactly. I don't know. It just
there was a lot of problems.
That
with
whole
it.
thing was just hot garbage. But I mean, I enjoyed the space battles. I always do. I mean, Star Wars always delivered on.
Well, again, and one thing, we'll say something nice about it, like the visuals and everything they did, like the spaceships, the set pieces, all that. Everything looked gorgeous, but you can only shine up a turd so much. At the end of the day, it's still a turd.
Yeah, it's yeah, I guess whatever. So. I mean, I just don't like it.
Yeah. So, but we'll go ahead and we'll get ready here to sign off. But again, anything you guys want to see or hear us talk about, again, we're going to be kind of opening it up a little bit. We're still going to have most of the focus will still be on like gaming and entertainment, but we do want to open it up to, especially when we have dead periods of stuff that isn't really anything to talk about.
I mean, really, in gaming wise, there's not much to talk about right now. Just what hot games are coming out. That's about it.
Yeah.
Probably the only big thing that we'll probably talk about as in gaming wise will be in December when the video game awards. Because usually Jeff, he always has some pretty blockbuster trailers coming out or whatnot.
And well, I mean, I guess I can just throw out a teaser here. I think maybe we should have our own video game awards.
That would be kind of cool.
Our top games of the year.
That means you need to play more games.
It doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah, you should play more games.
Yeah.
So if the wife is watching, let him play more games and you just watch the kids. She's so going to hate me for that.
Oh, my God. So this is the last time I ever come over.
This is probably why I'm single.
No. Really?
I'm really
I will say
guy.
Terminally single. Not chronically, terminally single.
Wow.
Sorry. So.
I mean, but anyways, but yeah, we'll be talking, we like to talk different subjects. I would like to dive into some paranormal conspiracy. We'll see what happens, but yeah, we'll still continue talking about Ahsoka. We still got 2 more episodes, and plus, don't forget what comes out. Was it next week or the week after? Loki season 2.
Oh, October 5th. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Loki. I enjoyed it.
And I think we can talk a little bit more about Phase 4 and.
I mean, Phase 4 is really. I mean, Marvel's shit right now. I'm sorry, but it really is shit.
Well, I mean, you can only do so much after you.
Once
you don't have the Avengers anymore.
That 10-year, was it 10 year or 20 year? It was 10-year run, wasn't it?
That was close to 20.
Close to 20 all the way up to
10. 2008.
That was
not close to 20.
Yeah, I think it was like at least 10.
It was 11 years. 11 years. It was an 11-year run. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm Ryan.
I am Jason.
Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Later.